My fiancé insisted. My parents have to move in with us after the wedding. It's non-negotiable. I said, I understand. Family comes first. Then I canceled our apartment lease and used the deposit to get a studio just for me. I, a 31-year-old male, am a project manager. My entire job is to look at a list of demands, a budget, and a timeline, and tell people what's actually possible. I deal in reality. I make things happen, but I can't make miracles. My fiancée, 29, and I have been together for 4 years, engaged for the last 6 months. The wedding is in 60 days. Everything was fine. Stressful, but normal. We booked the venue, the caterer. We were in that annoying in-between phase. Our current 2-bedroom apartment lease is up 30 days after the honeymoon, and we'd been deep in the hunt for a 3-bedroom house to rent, something with a small yard, a garage. The next step. I should have seen the red flags. Ara's parents, Annette and Bernard, have always been a lot, very involved. Lots of suggestions. Bernard fancies himself a financial wizard despite a string of consulting gigs that never last. And Annette just expects things. Last Thursday, Ara sat me down. She had that we need to talk face, which is never good. Leo, I'm so glad we're getting the 3-bedroom, she started. Me too. That one with the finished basement looks promising. I'm just waiting on the application. Yeah, about that. She took a deep breath and the air in the room changed. I need you to add 2 more names to the application. My parents. I just stared at her. What? Like, as references? No, silly. She laughed, but it was brittle. As tenants, they're going to be moving in with us. The record didn't just scratch, it shattered. What are you talking about? A 3-bedroom house for 5 adults? Where? How? Oh, it's easy, she said. Way too breezy, like she'd rehearsed this. They can take the master suite since they're older, we can have the 2nd bedroom, and the 3rd one can be our office. It'll be so fun, like a big family. I tried to be rational. Babe, we're newlyweds. We're not getting a master suite in our own house. And why? Your parents have their own place. Well, she sighed, the victim mask sliding on. Bernard's consulting has been slow. They're going to lose their house. They have nowhere else to go. They're my family, Leo. They need us. And you didn't think to discuss this with me at all? I am discussing it. No, this isn't a discussion, I said, my voice dangerously calm. You're telling me what's happening. You're giving me an ultimatum. She stood up. The breezy mask was gone, replaced with a cold, hard stare I'd never seen before. Yes, I am. My parents are moving in with us. They are my blood. It's non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. That's a project management term. It means this isn't a variable. It's a fixed constraint. You don't argue with it. You either meet it or you cancel the project. I looked at her. The woman I was going to marry, the woman who had just, without discussion, consigned me to a life where I wasn't even the main character in my own home. I'd be the supporting cast, the wallet, living in the 2nd bedroom while her failed accountant father slept in my master suite. All the hurt, the anger, the betrayal, it just clicked into a cold, quiet place in my brain. I nodded slowly. I even gave her a small, sad smile. I understand, I said. She visibly relaxed. Oh, Leo, thank you. I knew you'd get it. I absolutely do, I said. Family comes first. She hugged me. I didn't hug back. I'm going to go process this, I said, and make some calls. Adjust the plan. Okay, I'll order us food, she chirped, back to her happy self now that she got her way. I went into our 2nd bedroom, which I used as an office. I closed the door. I sat there for maybe 10 minutes, just breathing. The hurt was real. A 4-year relationship, gone, just like that. But the decision was easy. I'm a project manager. The project parameters just became impossible. Time to liquidate. First, I called the realtor. Hey, Janet, it's Leo. Listen, something's come up. We have to pull our application on the three-bedroom house. All of them. Yeah. No, we're not going to be looking for a house anymore. The wedding is off. That was the first time I'd said it out loud. It sucked, but it also felt right. Second, I pulled up our current lease. It's a joint lease. Terminates October 31st. We are required to give 30 days notice to vacate. Today is September 1st. Perfect. I drafted an email to the property management company. Per the terms of our lease, please accept this as our formal 30-day notice to vacate. We will be fully moved out by midnight, September 30th. I sent it. CC'd Aura. Third, I opened a new browser tab, looked up studio apartments in a neighborhood across town near my actual office. Found a brand new building. Nice. Small 450 square foot studios. Expensive, but all I needed. I filled out the application, put down the deposit just for me. Lease starts September 15th. Fourth, the wedding. I opened our shared spreadsheet. Venue, $10,000 deposit, paid from my savings, non-refundable. Caterer, $5,000 deposit, paid from my savings, non-refundable. DJ, flowers, photographer, all paid from her account. So I'm out $15,000. I thought about it. I thought about the life I'd be living. Me, Ara, Annette, and Bernard in a cramped house with me in the small bedroom. Losing $15,000 was a bargain. It was an escape fee. I sent the emails. To whom it concern, I'm writing to inform you that the last name, wedding on date is canceled. We understand all deposits are non-refundable as per our contract. Fifth, the artifact. This was the stupidest, most symbolic part. We had been designing a custom built-in style media console for the new house's living room. A huge walnut and steel monstrosity. It was $7,000. I'd paid the $3,000 non-refundable deposit to the woodworker. It was due to be finished in November. I called him. Hey, it's Leo. Bad news. The move isn't happening, and the wedding is off. We have to cancel the console. He was kind. Man, that's rough. The deposit is non-refundable, you know. I've already bought the wood. I know. I'm so sorry. I'm prepared to eat the $3,000. Just cancel the build. You sure? It's a beautiful piece. I'm sure. I'm moving into a studio. It won't fit. I finished my calls. Total damage, $15K in wedding deposits, $3K in a console deposit, plus the new deposit on my studio. A hit of over $20,000. The cost of freedom. I walked out of the office. Ara was on the couch, scrolling through her phone, smiling. Hey, food's on the way, she said. We need to talk, I said, sitting in the chair opposite her. Oh, what now? She laughed. I just got off the phone with a realtor. I canceled our application for the house. Her smile vanished. What? Why? We can just find a 4-bedroom or... I also gave our 30-day notice for this apartment. We have to be out by September 30th. Leo, what is wrong with you? You can't. We'll be homeless. Where will we go? And there it was, the we. That's the thing, Ara. We won't be going anywhere. I'm moving out on the 15th. I just signed a lease on a studio apartment, just for me. She just stared. I've never seen her so still. What? What did you say? You said your parents moving in was non-negotiable. I understood you perfectly. You made a unilateral decision that affects my entire life, my home, and my finances. So I'm making one too. The wedding is off. I've already canceled the venue and the caterer. She blinked. Then the tears came, hot, angry tears. You're breaking up with me because I want to take care of my family? I'm breaking up with you because you, your mother, and your father decided to turn me into your personal bank and live-in landlord, all without even asking me. You gave me an ultimatum, and I just made my choice. You said family comes first. You're right. So go be with your family. But you can't do this. Where will I go? You've kicked me out." "No, I'm moving out. This is a joint lease. We are both responsible for vacating by the 30th. You, Annette, and Bernard have 29 days to find a place to live. That's your project to manage." She went from crying to screaming, called me a monster, a sociopath, said I was abandoning her. I just stood there. "I'm going for a drive," I said. "I'll be back later to pack." As I walked out, my phone buzzed. It was an email notification. It was Era, forwarding the lease termination notice to her father. The subject line, "Fix this." Update 1. 1 week later. This has been a week from hell, to be honest, but I'm also so damn relieved. So, I'm writing this from my new studio. I moved my stuff over 3 days, September 14th to 16th. It's small, but it's quiet. The couch from our old apartment, which I paid for, fit, but just barely. The rest of my stuff is in storage. Era, as you can imagine, did not take this well. She apparently thought I was making some grand, empty gesture, that I was bluffing, that I'd come crawling back and agree to her terms. She realized I wasn't bluffing when I started packing my clothes. The first 48 hours were just noise, crying, screaming. Then the negotiations began. "Leo, okay, I get it, you're upset." She cornered me in the kitchen while I was packing my espresso maker. "We don't have to take the master suite. They can have the second bedroom and the third one. We can build a wall in the living room." "Era, stop. It's not about the floor plan. It's about the fact you tried to force this on me. It's over." Then, as predicted, the parents got involved. The first call was from Annette, her mom. "Leo, dear," she started, her voice full of fake sugar, "I think there's been a terrible misunderstanding. Era is just so worried about us. We're family. You can't just throw us all out on the street." "Annette, I'm not throwing anyone out. I'm moving out. Our lease is over. Era has a job. You and Bernard and Era can all go find a new place together." The sugar vanished. "You selfish little brat. We've been planning this for 6 months. Bernard has already sold his house. The sale closes next week. We have nowhere to go." I almost dropped the phone. You sold your house? Based on what? A conversation you never had with me? Era promised us. She said you were on board. You're ruining our retirement. We're going to be homeless because of you. No, Annette, you're going to be homeless because you sold your house before you had another one lined up, based on your daughter's lie. This is not my problem. I hung up. So yeah, this was a long con. They were planning to liquidate their assets, move in with me, and live off my salary, while Bernard consulted. The entitlement is staggering. But it gets worse. Ara must have realized I was serious about the money. She called me, hysterical, from the old apartment. "Leo, the venue, they won't give me the deposit back. It's $10,000. You have to call them. Tell them it was a family emergency. Tell them we're postponing." "No, Ara, I'm not lying for you. The contract is clear. The money is gone." "That's our money. You're burning it. You're lighting $15,000 on fire just to spite me. You would rather lose $15,000 than just let my parents live with us? How rich and arrogant can you be?" "It's not about being rich. It's about the cost. I'm paying $15,000 to not be your family's retirement plan. It's the best money I've ever spent." Then the artifact. This is the part that made me shake. I got a call on Tuesday from the woodworker, the guy making the $7,000 media console. "Hey, Leo, weird question. I just got off the phone with Ara." My stomach clenched. "Oh, yeah?" "She called saying you two had made up and that the wedding was back on. She was very insistent. She wanted to pay the $4,000 balance right now on her father's credit card and change the delivery address to her parents' old house. She was trying to steal it. She was going to pay the balance on probably a maxed-out card and have this $7,000 piece of custom furniture delivered to her, where she'd probably immediately sell it for cash. Dawn, what did you tell her? I told her I couldn't change the invoice details or delivery address without talking to you, since your name is on it and you paid the deposit. She got really nasty, started saying I was breaching contract and that her father is an accountant and would ruin my business. I was so angry. Dawn, thank you. Thank you for calling me. Please, 100% cancel the order. I don't care about the $3,000 deposit. Just make sure she cannot get her hands on it. I'll email you a formal confirmation right now. I hung up and just sat in my empty studio. It's not just that she was entitled. It's that the second I cut her off, she immediately resorted to lies and attempted fraud. I've blocked her. I've blocked Annette. But I know this isn't over. Bernard hasn't made his move yet. Update 2. 3 weeks later. It's over. I think. I'm sitting in my studio. It's finally starting to feel like home. I bought a real bed, a small dining table. The old apartment is empty. I did my final walkthrough with the landlord yesterday. It's done. The last couple of weeks were a masterclass in entitlement. After I blocked Ara and Annette, the flying monkeys started. A few of our mutual friends texted me, "Hey man, heard you and Ara are going through it. Kicking her and her elderly parents out seems kind of harsh, bro." I had a copy-paste reply ready. She gave me a non-negotiable ultimatum that her parents, who sold their house without telling me, were moving into our home. She lied and then tried to defraud a local business by stealing a $7,000 piece of furniture. The relationship is over. The replies were fast. Whoa! Never mind. Damn! That shut it down pretty quick. Then, as predicted, Bernard made his move. I got a certified letter at my new address, which is terrifying. She must have had my mail forwarded or something. It was a formal demand for compensation. Bernard, in his capacity as a financial consultant, had drafted an itemized bill. He was charging me for Ara's contributions to the domestic partnership, emotional labor and household management at $2,500 a month times 48 months equals $120,000. Damages for breach of promise, the wedding, $50,000. Reimbursement for non-refundable wedding items, $4,200, the stuff she paid for. Acquisition fee for the artifact, the media console, $7,000, the full price. Total demand, $181,200. He gave me 10 business days to pay before he would pursue all legal remedies and file for liens against my assets. My blood ran cold. This is insane. This is extortion. I'm just a project manager. I don't have $180K. I almost had a panic attack. I called my uncle, who's a corporate lawyer. He's not a family lawyer, but he knows intimidation when he sees it. I read him the letter. He was silent for a full minute. I thought the call dropped. Then I just heard him wheezing. He was laughing so hard he couldn't breathe. Leo, my God, this is art. This is the dumbest, most beautifully crafted piece of legal fan fiction I have ever seen. Emotional labor, acquisition fee. Is this guy licensed? Does he even have a license? I don't think so. He's a consultant. Okay. First, breach of promise is barely a thing in this state, and it wouldn't apply here. Second, you can't bill someone for emotional labor in a relationship. Third, he's admitting to the attempted fraud with the console. This is a gift. He sent a letter back on his firm's official, terrifyingly expensive letterhead. It was short. Mr. Vance, your letter to my client, Mr. Leo's last name, has been received. It is legally baseless, frivolous, and appears to be a bad faith attempt at criminal extortion. All your claims are rejected. Furthermore, we have a sworn affidavit from the woodworker at Craftsman's business name regarding your daughter's attempt to commit fraud by wire. Any further contact, threats, or demands directed at my client will be met with a police report and a petition for a restraining order against you, your wife, and your daughter. Govern yourselves accordingly. That was that. The silence was immediate. The final confrontation was last night. I had to go back to the old apartment for the final walkthrough with the property manager. I'd scheduled it for 5 p.m. When I pulled up, they were there. Ara, Annette, and Bernard. They were in the parking lot with a U-Haul and a pile of junk, a broken lamp, bags of trash, an old mattress. "You have to let us back in," Ara ran up to my car. I locked the door. "Ara, the walkthrough is in 10 minutes. Your lease is over." She was sobbing, pointing at her parents. "Our credit is shot. Bernard's... the house sale... It's complicated. We have nowhere to go, Leo." Bernard stepped up, trying to look imposing. "You did this. You ruined us. After that letter your shyster lawyer sent, my prospects have dried up." I'm guessing his prospects were other people he was trying to bully. "We're living in a motel, Leo. A motel. You can't just leave us." The property manager pulled up, a no-nonsense woman named Trish. She got out of her car. "Folks, what's going on here? You were supposed to be out by midnight yesterday." "It's his fault," Ara screamed, pointing at me. "He abandoned me. He kicked me out." I just looked at Trish. "Trish, I moved out 2 weeks ago. I'm just here for the sign-off." Trish looked at the pile of junk. "Ms. Vance, not only are you not out, but you've left all this trash. I'm going to have to charge you for the removal and a per diem for every day you're still here." "You can't," Bernard blustered. We're victims here." "You are tenants who have overstayed your lease," Trish said, clipboard out. "I'm calling the police to have you trespassed, and the cleaning fee and penalty are coming out of your deposit." Ara just crumbled. She realized she had no one left to bully. "Leo, please, just help me pay for the motel. Just for a week. I'll pay you back." I looked at her, the woman I'd loved. She looked small and desperate. And she'd still, to this day, never once said, "I'm sorry." She'd only said, "Fix this." "No, Ara," I said. "It wasn't angry. It was just tired. I can't. Family comes first, remember? You've got yours. Go take care of them." I did the walkthrough with Trish. The apartment was fine, my side anyway. I signed the papers, gave her my new address for the deposit refund. As I was leaving, I saw them, the three of them, Ara, Annette, and Bernard, arguing next to a U-Haul. They were trapped by their own entitlement, their own lies. I lost over $20,000. It's a brutal, expensive lesson. I'll be paying off the credit card I used for my new deposit for a while. But as I drove back to my small, quiet, 450-square-foot studio, I've never felt so free. I'm managing my own project now, and it's going to be just fine.